Hey, what's going on, guys? Logdotzip here. Bees are Minecraft 1.15's latest and greatest mob, and we thought it'd be amazing, sorry, if we updated them. So that's exactly what we did. Within this chest, find 14 brand new items, all related to bees in-game that we've added. In fact, they're all part of 9 brand new updates we custom coded for the bee mob. From collectible beeswax that you can use not only as a defensive tool, but as an offensive one as well, to Minecraft's best new food item, sweet bread made from wheat collected by bees, to even being able to collect bee stingers and use them to fashion new traps for your mobs in-game, alongside a plethora of new armors, tools, and even potions. Plus, we even do a little bit of talking about Minecraft's newest mystery block, the wax block. And of course, I couldn't be more thankful for today's sponsor, our friends over at MC Pro Hosting, who've got something really exciting to show you at the end of today's video. All right, so first things first, we've got 2 new items in our hand right here. The first is known as a wax block, and it's made up of wax balls. The wax block is actually a real in-game block right now that hasn't officially been coded in, but this is the official texture, and so I imagine it'll be coming soon, which means it doesn't have any uses right now. Now, to make a wax block, you need 4 wax balls. Put them in your crafting inventory, either there or the crafting table, to get your wax block. But okay, how do you get wax balls? Well, it's not any beeswax. No, I'm just kidding. All you need is a campfire and a shovel of some sort to collect the melted wax that you'll get from placing a campfire underneath a bee's nest. This will cause all of the wax to slowly melt out of the bee's nest, which you'll then be able to collect with a shovel to get your wax balls. Now, you should note that these will melt if you do not collect them quickly. So keep your shovel on hand, and any single time you see one of these layers pop up, you'll want to grab them because the wax balls do their own special thing as well. As it currently stands, wax blocks themselves are only meant as a storage block and a decorative block if that's something you wanted to deal with. However, wax balls, when thrown at mobs, will cause them to slow down and freeze in place temporarily. Check this out. You see, he doesn't move or moves extremely slowly after being hit. This is going to be an excellent combat mechanic you'll be able to use against incoming mobs to keep them a little bit further at bay than you'd normally be able to. You see, you're gonna stay put for me, baby. In addition, thrown properly at the floor will wax the floor, and if mobs were to stand on that, they've got a chance at being slowed too. So now you've got easy ways to paint the floor with slow abilities like wax to aid you in combat. It's really nice. Die. No one, stop. Die! Wow, shovels suck for combat. What are you guys looking at? It's ridiculous. Next up, we show you bee stingers, which are a new drop from specific types of bees. Into the giant hive we go to show you what I mean. They now drop stingers which can be crafted. However, bees will only drop their stinger if they have not lost their stinger. So as you can see here, we just got our hands on one of these stingers, and you'll be able to use these for traps. Now remember, if you were to damage a bee, they'll get mad and they'll attempt to sting you, which will cause them to actually lose their stinger. Now, if you happen to attack a bee that no longer has its stinger, it will not usually drop one. You've got much less odds of getting a bee stinger if they have stung you with their stinger. That makes sense, right? Once you've got some stingers, you can actually craft them into stinger traps, which are placeable stingers. You can put them all over the floor, and they will actually deal stinging damage to you. But be careful. Standing on one single stinger for too long will cause it to disappear. So it's like a temporary trap. It's going to be a great way for you to handle mob grinding, things of that nature. Now, if you didn't notice, my hearts are pretty low right now. So we're going to get our hands on some sweet bread in order to fill up that hunger bar. That's because when returning to a nest, bees will occasionally change crops found nearby their nests. If you didn't realize, in the latest snapshots, we saw that when a bee is filled with pollen after hanging out near some flowers, it will actually slowly increase the growth cycles of any nearby crops. If we're lucky, we may be able to see some of this in action. I definitely spawned in enough bees. We're gonna make sure not to punch any, or I'm gonna have a really bad time. But see, check it out. Look at this. Filled up pollen goodness. With any luck, we'll You'll be able to see. Check it out, 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 check it out. There we go. We saw one of them grow. Ooh, a couple of them all at once. Fantastic work. Well, we went ahead and made the change that any crops grown courtesy of our bee friends will drop a new type of wheat. It's known as sticky wheat, and it is everything you need in order to make yourself some sweet bread. The recipe is the same as normal bread, except now you're using sticky wheat instead of regular wheat, and there's our sweet bread. Sweet bread is now one of the highest healing foods in game, healing a grand total of 4.5 of your hunger shanks. And not only that, but it also adds a ton of saturation to you. Look how much we just healed after eating one piece of bread. Almost full health instantly. However, there is a downside. After eating sweet bread, and you saw a little bit of it right there, you'll actually end up moving around a little more slowly. That's because the honey inside the bread makes you lethargic and blah, blah, blah. So you'll be given slowness 3 for 10 seconds. This is going to be a fantastic food item for you to eat to heal quickly, so long as you're not in immediate danger. I would not recommend eating your sweet bread if there's mobs nearby. Now, before we show you our next new recipe, you should know you can use glass bottles on filled bee nests and beehives to get yourself a honey bottle, which is great for drinking to restore hunger or turning into sugar. And now it's great for potions. A honey potion, to be more exact. Check these guys out. You'll need a potion of slowness, a honey bottle, and your blaze powder to get your brewing stand nice and ready. In goes the honey bottle, in goes the blaze powder. You'll now be able to turn potions of slowness using your honey bottles into a special new potion known as the potion of sticky. So we're gonna spawn in a whole bunch of mobs nearby. Husks as well. We'll put them in here for now, and then we're gonna drink some of that sticky icky. Oh, wait! And now look, all mobs nearby are instantly slowed down for as long as you have the sticky effect active in-game. This is going to be a fantastic way for you to stay nice and far away from any mobs trying to give you any trouble. Anyways, remember those wax balls from before? You can also use them to make candles. Here's what the candle looks like when you hold it in your hand, and you're going to want to hold it in your hand because it makes for a fantastic combat item. Not in your main hand necessarily, but more so as a shield alternative. To make yourself one of these candles, you need one wax ball and one stick, and just like that, your candle is ready to get lit, baby. I'm just kidding, it's already lit. You'll want to keep your candle in your offhand slot because it's going to be useful in attacking any nearby mobs. That's because with the candle in your offhand, you have a small chance at all times of setting any mobs nearby on fire. Now, every time you do that, you obviously have a chance of setting yourself on fire, but more importantly, every time you set a mob on fire, your candle will actually lose durability. And if you didn't notice, the candle icon on my hotbar down there is actually getting smaller and smaller every single time we set one of these mobs on fire. So far, we've set mobs on fire 2 times. You can set them on fire a total of 5 times with one single candle. You see, it just went down again there. Now, you don't have to punch mobs. You can actually use a sword, and that's going to be effective as well, but obviously, you know, your results may vary. Depends on if you want to use the candle to burn fellow sheepies so that you can cook the meat right away, and if you're doing that, you'll want to make sure you've got a chance to actually trigger the candle. If you have a weapon in hand, there's a much lower chance of that happening. Whoa. What? Why? What is up with those particles? They're shovel particles. What have you done? Now for some armor. We start with the beekeeper suit. You craft this with wool and string. You can see here all the different recipes involved. It's essentially the same as normal armor recipes. However, the helmet has some string here to act as a face mask. And the moment you put these on, you'll understand exactly what I mean. And you'll also notice an interesting new bar that appears near the top of your screen. Well, this bar is known as a honey meter. And anytime you approach a bee that has a bunch of pollen collected in it, the meter will slowly fill up, and every single time it does, you'll get some honeycombs for your trouble. There's a couple more bees over here. Maybe we can get... Get on in there. Yeah, that's right. You don't even need to actually touch the bees or do anything with the bees other than get nearby them to get free honeycombs for your trouble, which is very useful because you're going to need honeycombs for lots of other things in game. In addition, with the beekeeper suit in hand, or on body, I suppose, you do not take any damage from any stinger traps. So you can use these to safely navigate your mob grinders, although the bee traps are technically still susceptible to breaking if you happen to be nearby them. It takes 5 bees to fully fill up your bee honey nectar meter, and you can continue to revisit with other bees nearby in order to get your fill. Hopefully you've used your beekeeper suit to collect a lot of honeycomb, because you're gonna need honeycomb in order to make our next special item. It's known as the Sticky Pickaxe, and it too comes with its very own meter at the top of your screen. So what does this pickaxe do exactly? Well, it uses the stickiness from the honeycombs to instantly bring any and all block items that you mine nearby you. So now you can safely mine above holes, knowing you're not gonna lose your diamond to the lava, you're not gonna lose your iron ore to the ravine. And as you can see here, the meter drops extremely slowly. You have 1,000 total block collections before your honey meter reaches 0 and your pickaxe reverts to a normal pickaxe. Now you can make this with any type of pickaxe: diamond, gold, iron, wood, etc. And the longer you use it, the more the meter's gonna go down. But you'll still get the tool at the end of it all. Oh no, there's some lava and there's a diamond ore right above it. Don't worry, folks. We got it, no problem. Yo, let's do that again real quick. Diamond ore. Collect from this far? No problem. I actually got it. You see, it sounded like it burnt. Didn't burn. No problem. All right, you guys get it? Final recipe to show off today, guys, is the sticky boots. Same idea, except with honey bottles and with any boots of choice. Crafting your boots with your 8 honey bottles will get you sticky boots, which you can wear, and the moment you do wear them, you'll leave behind a nice little sticky trail wherever you go. And similar to our honey potion, by using sticky boots, you can keep mobs stuck in place the moment they walk over this special sticky creation. Look how much slower they are. Now, the path itself does not last forever, so you don't need to worry about completely and permanently sticking up your areas. But you can use this to very easily mitigate any mobs nearby from trying to take over your land. That's right, and steal from your chests. Look, we're just moving in circles. They can't even reach me because they're just so bad at everything they do, especially math and the guitar. But if you look at the meter up at the top here, your sticky boots do not last nearly as long as your sticky pickaxe. However, you can replenish them, namely by dropping a honey bottle right where you are standing. You can now add a little bit extra to your meter. You can see that it just filled up there. Furthermore, you can also add honeycombs, and the honeycombs will add to it as well. But if you use a honey bottle, it is insanely more effective than trying to use honeycombs. So my friends, we've seen a lot of new items today, but of all of them, the only one that actually came from game is the wax block. As I said earlier, we coded in all these new updates because we wanted to get ideas of what updates could look like with the bees. And so while the wax block texture is technically coded in game, it does not currently show up in game. And so even though we gave it some fun new ideas as to how to get it and where to get it and what you can do with it, none of it's been confirmed as actual update. What I'd like to know from you guys is, what do you think the wax block is going to do when it actually comes to Minecraft? Or will they not even add it? Stranger things have happened. As for today's recipes, we're currently working on making them Minecraft server compatible, so subscribe so you can see when that comes out. And hey, speaking of servers,
I love playing Minecraft, but I hate playing by myself. Well, have we got the perfect thing for you? Who said that? Hello! Who are you? Did you know that you could be playing on your very own Minecraft server with the new villager plan from MC Pro Hosting? What? I'm glad you asked. The villager plan can handle up to 35 players at once and includes 2 whole gigabytes of RAM. Gigabyte? Yes! Gigabytes. The new villager plan from MC Pro Hosting. Get it now! Or get the little villager plan, available for iOS, Android, and Windows 10 edition. Woo! Yeah! What have you done?